that fat.
What's up, guys? Spenny. Never underestimate the ability for Democrats and Republicans to punch themselves directly in the nuts for no reason at all. Just pseudomasochism at this point. I don't know why the DOJ had to be compelled by the Senate and the House overwhelmingly to release all of the Epstein files, but Trump's about to sign this bill in spite of the fact that his own DOJ said there's nothing there. I guess we'll find out. In fact, the DOJ is saying that there's no evidence that Jeffrey Epstein had a list or blackmailed anybody and that he, just killed himself in the dark of night in his own prison cell. It's already been refuted. We already know that this is not true. Jeffrey Epstein did clearly blackmail some of the most powerful people on earth, including President Trump, as we can see in his own emails. You can see that Jeffrey Epstein was utilizing his proximity to Trump in order to get Trump to do things, in order to generate a debt. You can see it right here in the black and white. It's like, duh, this is what the entire operation was. And now we're starting to learn from people like Mike Johnson that Jeffrey Epstein was, in fact, an intel op. That Jeffrey Epstein was allowed by our CIA, our federal government, by our intel agencies in order to run a child pederast ring, in order to entrap rich and powerful people so that they could get the goods on them. This was clear. This is why Mike Johnson is out saying it's incredibly dangerous to demand that people declassify materials that are a part of our intel agencies. Oh, really? National security concerns is why we shouldn't release the Epstein files. Isn't that amazing? It goes from a hoax to a national security concern. Which is it? It's all either fake and a bunch of a bunch of CP, right? A bunch of naughty and illegal images that Jeffrey Epstein downloaded, to a national security concern. That happened really. It went from just like a smut collection to national security implications real fast. Johnson says releasing Epstein files without redaction could pose a national security risk. Well, why would that be? Could it be because Jeffrey Epstein was working on behalf of Israel? I mean, he's wearing their swag. There's a enormous amount of articles being written about the amount of security agreements leveraged by Jeffrey Epstein on behalf of the nation state of Israel, including but not limited to the prime ministers of Israel and their spy agencies staying at Jeffrey Epstein's home. Got it. This one I think really shocks me. Mike Johnson saying that the Epstein disclosures have to be limited in order to make sure that we do not do permanent damage to the political system. Well, there you go, right there. And what damage would that be exactly to the political system? Well, hot damn. Republicans, of course, falling. Never underestimate Republicans' ability to fall on their sword, be hoisted upon their petard on behalf of protecting Democrats. Why didn't Republicans force this issue when Joe Biden was in power? Wouldn't that have been smart to do? Wouldn't this have been a great play? It really muddies the political water, even though Democrats are the ones implicated here. House Democrat leader Hakeem Jeffries solicits donations from Jeffrey Epstein and asked him to meet with Obama. Oh, no. A firm representing House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries solicited Jeffrey Epstein for donations to get him to attend a dinner with Barack Obama. So he's dangling Obama in front of him. Thousands of pages of documents from Epstein's estate published in the House Oversight include a 2013 email from Jeffries asking Epstein to give him money and then meet with Barack Obama. Uh-oh. That's not good. That can't be great for Hakeem Jeffries. Look at this. He's thrilled. He's thrilled to write Jeffrey Epstein. Of course, in 2013, this is after Jeffrey Epstein was a sex predator, convicted. Wait a second. Hakeem Jeffries' consulting firm emailed Jeffrey Epstein, inviting him to a fundraiser with Barack Obama, and they accused President Trump what they are guilty of. Oh, man. And what are they guilty of also? Like being proxies for Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein might as well have just served as a Democrat in the House of Representatives. House Democrats exchanged his text with Epstein, how to hurt Trump during 2019 congressional hearing. This is Stacey Plaskett. She's like one of these just super low intelligence, low IQ members of Congress. She's not even a real member of Congress. She's a fake member of Congress. She's from the Virgin Islands. Okay. Well, Virgin Islands representative was caught in 4K reading text messages from Jeffrey Epstein. Now we have the messages to prove that this was what was going on, and asking the questions that Jeffrey Epstein sent to her. These aren't even real. Like, these members of Congress aren't real. This is the video proving that Stacey Plaskett is straight up just being fed lines by Jeffrey Epstein live during the hearing. This is what she's doing right now. So you have pedos in control of Congress, is what we're saying. Like, this is now confirmed. What does Stacey Plaskett have to say about this?
I'm moving forward. And I think that that's what we as American people should do, is move forward. If individuals are not involved in illegal activity, extending his criminal enterprise or his financial enterprise or all of those things, I think that we need to look at what people are doing moving forward.
Wait, let me just better understand that. What is that point? Because at the time he was a known sex offender and it had been detailed all the sexual abuse.
There are a lot of people who have done a lot of crimes.
You see how easy this is? But Republicans can't do it. It falls to Pamela Brown on CNN to get them to make such dumb statements. There are a lot of people who do a lot of crimes. Yeah, he was a sex predator and a pedophile, convicted pedophile, and so you were like taking advice from him. There are a lot of people that do a lot of things. Amazing. It's amazing. It's been just L after L after L for Democrats. Very curious, you know. Jeffrey Epstein called Bill Clinton a straight up sociopath. Said that Bill Clinton was a sociopath and a like habitual liar. Then he was coordinating with Barack Obama's lawyer, personal lawyer, and White House counsel. It's a big deal. Catherine Rumler. Look at all of these Democrats. Larry Summers is the Treasury Secretary. Now he's had to resign from all of his boards. He's been taken out over these Epstein allegations. White House counsel Catherine Rumler for Obama has these crazy exchanges with Jeffrey Epstein, where Jeffrey Epstein tells her to go and connect him with her boss, like with Barack Obama. Barack Obama's getting dragged into this. This is existential for the Democrat Party. I mean, we'll see if they've overplayed their hands here. But look at this. Jeffrey Epstein to Catherine Rumler, you need to talk to the boss. Who's Catherine Rumler's boss? It was Barack Obama. Speaking at the UN General Assembly. Boy, oh boy, we need to pull on that thread. Democrats are just getting roasted over this. Here's Jasmine Crockett on CNN trying to answer as to why they redacted the name of a victim that exonerates Donald Trump. Here we go.
This is an email from April 2nd, 2011. Republicans are saying that that victim is Virginia Giuffre. As you know, she died by suicide. She's been very outspoken victim of Jeffrey Epstein. Here's the email right here on your screen. She wrote a book, as you know, and she did not accuse him of any wrongdoing. What do you make of that? And can you confirm that?
Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, it's redacted who the victim is, so I won't necessarily take the Republicans' word on who it is that's redacted. And I don't know why they would necessarily redact someone's name who is deceased at this point.
The Democrats did that, though. The Democrats redacted.
No. I understand,
Okay,
but I'm just saying, like, our biggest concern is to actually make sure that we are protecting victims. And obviously, she wrote a book. She told her truth.
Just to prove to you that things are getting a little hot under the collar, here's Hakeem Jeffries answering questions about himself going to Jeffrey Epstein for money, getting down on his hands and knees and begging Jeffrey Epstein for cash on behalf of Barack Obama. Ooh, baby. I don't know. We'll see if there's any backfire. We'll see. Or if Republicans will just take all the blame for the things they didn't do, just for being idiots. We'll see. Here's Jeffries.
The bill to release the Epstein files is headed to Trump's desk. It's passing through the House and Senate. The Epstein release has been a roller coaster. Is the ride over? We don't know. We know Democrats think it'll damage the president, but now it's backfiring on them big time. Remember, Epstein was a Democrat. He was a Democrat donor, and he hung out with Democrats and the liberal media at all of his homes. Larry Summers, who worked for both Clinton and Obama, was a pen pal with the pedo, even asking Epstein for dating advice. And now he's stepping down from his gig at Harvard. Oof. Bill Clinton was supposed to testify last month, but his lawyers are playing games. Careful, you can go to jail for ignoring a House subpoena. House Democrat Stacey Plaskett's also getting Epsteined. She took thousands in donations from the predator, and he fed her questions during a congressional hearing. Raskin says it was a perfect phone call.
They've arraigned a Democratic member for taking a phone call from her constituent, Jeffrey Epstein, in the middle of a hearing. And of course, I don't think there's any rule here against taking phone calls in a hearing.
But all these Epstein revelations are suddenly making hips clam up.
Do you condemn Stacey Plaskett just talking to a sex trafficker during a hearing?
I haven't had a conversation with Stacey Plaskett.
But does that trouble you?
I have not had a conversation with Stacey Plaskett.
Well, we just found out why Hakeem doesn't want to answer any questions.
Another email shows Democrat fundraisers invited Epstein to an event or to meet privately with Hakeem Jeffries as part of their 2013 effort to win a majority. So Hakeem Jeffries' campaign solicited money from Jeffrey Epstein.
Hakeem's team sent an email to Epstein asking for money and inviting him to dinner, telling the pedophile that Hakeem was the Brooklyn Barack. Democrats and Epstein shared a lot of things, especially TDS.
I just got a little report, and I put it in my pocket, of all the money that he's given to Democrats. He gave me none, zero, no money to me, but he gave money to Democrats. And people are wise to your hoax.
They still can't get over their old buddy Jeff.